So what you saw in this section was a gentle introduction to Firebase. There is more to Firebase than what we can cover in this course, because here our focus is purely on the front end and Angular. And I don't want to spend too much time talking about Firebase because at the end of the day, not everybody is going to use Firebase. A lot of developers prefer to build the backend using their preferred stack. So I just wanted to give you a quick introduction to Firebase so you know about the possibilities. But if you want to learn more about Firebase, I have another course on Udemy called Build Enterprise Apps with Angular. In that course, we have 3 sections about Firebase. The first section is pretty much what you have seen here. But over the next 2 sections, I talk about some more advanced topics. For example, I talk about joining data, because here in NoSQL databases, we don't really have the concept of join that we have in relational databases. Our nodes do not have a relationship like how we have relationship between records in relational databases. So in that course, I will show you how to perform something similar to a join to provide a complete set of data to the client. I'm also going to talk about checking for the existence of an object. I'm going to talk about sorting, filtering, indexing, limiting. For example, you might have 1 million records in your database. You don't want to return all of that to the client. So you want to apply a limit. I also talk about multiple updates. So if you want to update multiple nodes in your database, you know how to do it. I also talk about authentication. And we also look at implementing Facebook login in our applications when using Firebase as the backend. Now, as I told you before, Firebase also provides a storage. So we can use that storage for storing, let's say, the photos of our users. Now, I have not covered storage in my other Angular course, but that's something that I will potentially add in the future. So if you want to learn more about Firebase, enroll in my other course. However, note that I recorded that course with an earlier version of Angular. Now, all the topics you see there are still valid, the syntax is still valid, but how we use Angular Fire is slightly different. So at the beginning of this section, you saw that we imported a couple of Angular Fire modules into app module. This is how we use Angular Fire in an Angular 4 application. So if you look at my other course, the setup is slightly different. But all the other content about working with Firebase is pretty much the same, if not exactly the same. So that brings us to the end of this section. I hope you enjoyed the content and thank you for watching.